One of the best ways to drive leads and business is often completely forgotten and not a strategy at all for many SaaS companies. I'm talking about referrals. Referrals from your own customers is a huge way to get perfect, ideal candidates who are already trusting of you before they even talk to you. I spoke with Kirsty Sharman. She's the CEO at Referral Factory, and they're doing some amazing stuff helping companies set up referral programs and drive referrals for their business. They have a really cool tool that makes it super simple. I actually use it myself. So she goes through a lot of detail here about how to set up your referral program, what to watch out for, and how to make it super impactful so you start getting a lot of business out of it. You're going to really like this one.
Welcome to SaaS-Story in the Making, the podcast that features the people who made the software world what it is today and the leaders who are shaping the future of technology. Here's your host, Matt Wallach.
Hello and welcome to SaaS-Story in the Making. Super excited to have you here. My name is Matt. I am your host. What I do is I help software companies accelerate their growth by closing a lot more deals and growing their revenue significantly. And really, I'm super excited about an amazing growth opportunity for you. We're going to talk referrals today, something that not enough software companies focus on. And I am super excited to have Kirsty Sharman with me. She is so awesome. You guys are going to love her. Kirsty, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks, Matt. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to talk about this topic. We're really helping a lot of brands at the moment, drive growth, get more sales by really just being strategic about referrals. And hopefully we can help some of your listeners do the same today.
Oh, I am sure of it. I love what you guys are doing. I'm actually a customer myself. They're so awesome. So let me just tell everybody a little bit about you, Kirsty. So Kirsty's the founder at Referral Factory. And Referral Factory, it's this really cool plug and play software. It helps you build your own referral program. It's super simple to use and implement. And really what it does, it helps companies drive leads and business from their own customers, which is super important. And like I said, I really don't think enough people are doing it well enough. She's also a founder at Aerial Scoop Growth Agency, and they help companies drive growth through data-driven insights. So when it comes to growth and scaling, she knows her stuff. So once again, Kirsty, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, pleasure. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. Me too. So first things first, just tell me what's going on lately at Referral Factory and what's coming up for you guys.
Yeah, what's going on lately at Referral Factory? Our team is growing. We're having a lot of fun, learning as we go. But yeah, I think in terms of us and our roadmap over the last year, a lot of our focus really has been on really solving the problem of just helping customers build their own referral programs without having to hire any developers, without having to use any code. Our roadmap has kind of been focused around that, and we kind of are coming up to that end of that roadmap now. We've just launched the ability to issue automated rewards. So, now that kind of completes the process that you can build an entire end-to-end referral program without any code. And our, I guess, next really big challenge that we're looking forward to solve is how do we help customers find more people to refer? So how do we spread that past your customer base? So once you've got all your customers referring, how do you find fans, ambassadors, partners, etc.? So kind of really going out of one big product roadmap into a next really big problem to solve. Looking forward to that. I think, now that customers can build all the software they need to manage all these things, now we want to focus on helping them get as many referrals as possible. So very much in our kind of long journey of growing this industry and really just trying to focus on the things that will, help our customers succeed and help our customers grow.
That's amazing. I love it. And I think that's so important, the way you phrase it, help our customers succeed, help our customers grow. With my clients, that's one of the things I really try to drive home is just constantly think about how can you help? How can you make their business better, make their lives better? And if you start thinking that way, it kind of becomes a little bit easier to decide how you're going to be able to do that. But I want to ask you, how do you decide what's next on your roadmap? How do you pick out, okay, we need to do this, or let's focus on this, let's make this happen?
So, Matt, that honestly, it's one of my favorite topics at the moment, which is something I'm obsessing about in my head. So maybe this is a good time to discuss it, which is generally one of the hardest things to do as a SaaS founder, or, whether you're building a marketplace or a SaaS business or an app or mobile app, or one of the most difficult things to do is actually to like figure out the correct thing to do based on like customer feedback, what you know, which customer feedback you should listen to, which customer feedback you shouldn't. And like sometimes as an entrepreneur, you almost have to say, I think my ideas are great, and I think I'm a genius, but actually 10 people have asked for this. So even though I don't think it's relevant, maybe we should build it. And I found that part of our journey we've really had to learn a lot about, because, when we started Referral Factory, we didn't have any customer data. We never had any customer feedback. So it was very much like we were building manual referral. You spoke about Aerial Scoop earlier, the agency we used to run, which we've actually like that kind of morphed into Referral Factory, which is now all we do now. But we used to help customers build referral programs manually. Then we kind of said, let's build a SaaS solution, no code, that will allow more customers to try this. So we kind of, move to that. But as we get more and more customers, we actually get more and more data feedback. Like we get more feedback on reasons people cancel, what features customers want, which integrations customers want. And then it creates this other whole problem in your business where there's 20 potential things you could do. So it's more about what you don't do and what you do focus on. Whereas really, like starting out, it was very much so I had an idea for a simpler way to do things that essentially would, if we could just make it easy and we could make it no code, more people will try. So how do we make it no code? And I very much engineered and designed how the original product will work. And, now it kind of makes me feel a little bit sad, but, the product is not really driven by me anymore. It's more driven by us seeing thousands of referral programs running online, being built on our software, and then seeing what works, what doesn't work, listening to the customers that are getting the highest results and putting the most work in, not, listening to feedback that sometimes might be good feedback, but isn't from the type of customer that we're trying to target. So, our biggest challenge really is that we have this whole web of our ideas, like my ideas, the team's ideas, you might have, external ideas from people who submitted on the website, feedback from trial customers, feedback from active customers. So we kind of are putting together a little bit of a framework to help us actually with our own product roadmap and to evolve us from a business that used to build products based on ideas we had to now build products based on really data, like more so than anything else, and filtering your customer feedback or your customer cancellation reasons or looking at success metrics. But really, I would say that's really been one of the biggest journeys I've struggled with. And I think fair to say my ego has struggled with, because it was quite nice being the genius behind all the, it's quite nice being the genius who designs something, builds it, and everyone uses it. And that, that strokes your ego. You feel really good. But actually, as I found, we've gotten bigger and bigger. It actually becomes more dangerous to just do what you want to do. And we're really shifting more to finding the best ways to process our customer feedback. We tend to filter it by the types of customers that we target. So that's been really a good lesson for us, which is, I'll tell you a big mistake we made. So this is in January this year, we had a lot of requests on our website, like, please build a Shopify app, please build a Shopify app. We thought, okay, great, let's build a Shopify app. If all these people are requesting it, surely if we build a Shopify app, more people that use Shopify will buy our product. And that actually just totally turned out not to be the case. And it was because we missed something so crucial. Like Shopify starter users spend $29 a month for their software and their CRM. Like Referral Factory starts at $95 a month and actually was originally designed for businesses that are trying to generate, I would say, like a bit higher value leads and less of them, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was like, and I just thought to myself after I did that, like that was a total mistake that I have to take ownership of in terms of like missing that. Like, would a customer pay $29 for their core software and, 5 times that for a piece of marketing software? So actually, like e-commerce for us, and our software is, because it's very like you can build an entire program end to end, fully automate your referral program, user notifications connected to your CRM, issue rewards. Like it's a big build. It's not necessarily simple software. It doesn't just do one thing. And we are just better catered at So now we build more for customers that use CRMs like Pipedrive, Zoho, HubSpot.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, our software fits in really well with that because it's very simple. We send a referred lead there. When the status becomes deal closed, we know, okay, that lead converted. Whereas on Shopify, it was different. You would send a referred lead there, but they would make a purchase, but the purchase was only $5. So does that convert? Then there's also a 30-day, they could return their purchase. So is that a qualified referral? And yeah, it was a super good lesson for us in terms of actually knowing who you're targeting as a business and understanding that intrinsically. And even though you get feedback from all directions, sometimes it's okay to say, this feedback is really valid, but maybe there's another product in the market that's better suited to solve this. Maybe there's a solution that is better suited to solve this. And, sometimes saying no, is the best possible thing you can do. So
totally agree.
Yeah, I would say for us, that's been a huge learning curve for us in the last year, which is evolving from building features based on our own ideas to getting really, really good at understanding which types of businesses we serve and help and can add value to, what tools they use, and building around that, and really trying to listen to those customers and turn off the noise of all the other customers who maybe we just weren't the right fit for. And I think that's the eternal thing with SaaS. You never convert 100% of customers. You have to know who you're building for.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's one of the biggest things to take away. And you just you just dropped a whole bunch of knowledge right there that I think a lot of people, if you're listening, you should grab a lot of what she just said. In particular, you have to know who you're building for, nail your ICP, and know that if somebody's asking for something, does that fit our ICP, our ideal customer? Is that something that our best customers are actually going to want? And then the other thing is, and this is something I ran into and was very bad at early in my career, was I would become so passionate about helping everybody that if one person said, hey, we need this feature, this capability, I'd be like, let's go build that. And I'd get the development team, start building it. And then we realized, hey, it was just them. They were the only ones that needed it. And actually, they're not even using it.
Sometimes it's just okay to say no.
Yeah, it's hard, especially when you're on a call with somebody I want to help. You're right. That would be great for you. And then you realize it's only them and it's not everybody else. And so I love your idea of using data and making sure you're taking input from everywhere, your customer success team, your customers, your sales team, and really figuring out what's the best thing to build next. I love it.
And I just want to add in there as well, Matt, that something that's also helped us with this was actually building a really flexible open API. So you can build all your referral campaigns on Referral Factory. You can't build a campaign via API, but once it's built, you can access all your data, read it, write it, edit it. And that's helped us because what it's allowed us to say is, our product doesn't do that out of the box. But if you want to do that, you can either hire an expert from our team and pay $100 now and we'll build it for you. Or you can build it yourself. You just build an app on top of our API. And usually they don't. Usually they were just asking, and because obviously as a founder, you want to get every single sale, you default into, well, if they ask for it, I have to do it. But, if they weren't really going to pay $300 or $400 for a dev to do something for 4 hours, was it that important to them?
Not that big a pain to them. Yeah. So
that was very helpful to us. Launching an API that would allow customers to build on top of us. So that if they wanted to do something we couldn't do, we can now say to them, well, you can do that. You just have to do a bit of work yourself. And that very quickly figures out the people who really want to do it versus who are kind of just asking because it's on a checklist.
I love it. And this is such great stuff, especially for people who are building their companies. I want to make sure, though, we focus on referrals. So why are referrals such a strong lead source compared to some other methods? Why should people be focusing on referrals more?
So, yeah, I would where do I start? Why should people be focusing on referrals more? People should be focusing on referrals more because of the fact that the amount of trust everybody has in things they read on the internet is drastically going down. Used to be year by year, and at this rate, I would say month by month. So generally what you find is a referral program is a great way to generate high quality leads. So leads that are very likely to convert, leads that aren't shopping around in other places, leads that already come in the door trusting that you do what you say. So when a friend has referred you, your journey is often, okay, I'm thinking about buying this product. My friend uses it. Even if you went onto a website and looked at another provider that was, $30 cheaper, probably you'd still choose the one because it's actually this day and age, we're more worried about like, we've learned what it says on the website isn't always what it is.
Very true.
I mean, like, to be honest with you, even us as a business, like if I look at how we advertise as a business, like we have our own referral program. So customers can refer, we offer like $200 a referral. If you refer a customer to us and they remain for 2 months, we have that. We want to drive quality referrals. So we rather pay you a higher referral, but refer to us people who really are interested. And that, works for us super well. And then we kind of have other channels that we also use. We've got things like Capterra, SourceForge, a lot of these like listing sites where it's all just pay-per-click. Like it's of absolutely no relevance. You'll go find our product at the top of many of those lists. And I'm very happy to announce that no one did a review on, no one looked at the product. Like it's totally just like whoever pays the most can bid at the top. And I think after years and years and years and years of customers or consumers being the suckers for that, which is, I assume if I go and look at a list of 10 softwares, I assume that the one on the top is the best. That would be my assumption as a reader.
Of course, yeah.
But it's not the truth in most cases. In some cases it is, but in most cases it's not. And I think consumers are starting to figure that out. And I think that's why as brands and businesses, it's becoming a lot harder to acquire quality leads that convert easily, get onboarded easily through traditional channels. And as we're seeing brands struggle with that more and more, they are, every year their ad budget is taking them, a little bit, 5 years ago, their ad budget got them 100 leads, now the same ad budget gets them, 70 leads, of which the quality of those leads is worse because, often people are also doing research online. They're looking at multiple products. So we really find like the trust factor of a referral is a great way to grow a business because there is no better marketing. Like we didn't invent referral marketing. Like I just think it's an amazing concept. And I think if we can help brands engineer it more, we can help them have success. But Referral Factory didn't invent the idea of a referral or invent the idea of referral marketing. We all, you and me, Matt, we know that a consumer is always going to trust a recommendation from their friend more than anything they read online. That's just a fact. Like it's not a Referral Factory fact. That's just an actual fact. And
for sure,
the more we can help brands engineer that, the more we can help brands do, one of two things, which is one, help them create a totally new marketing channel out of this customer and fan base that they already have. So if people already interact with them online, they already know who they are, maybe they've been a customer in the past or they are a customer now, how can we, instead of saying, let's, put $20 per conversion into Facebook, what a better experience does it make if we put, $10 in the wallet of that person for referring a friend, which now drives retention because they have to come back and they have to then, the thing they got to buy is 40 and now they only have 20, so they have to spend more. So having a really good referral program, in my view, first of all, like it helps the best businesses float to the top organically. It's very difficult to fake. And I think the world needs more of that, to be totally honest. And so it's very, very difficult to fake. And I think that's important. Two, it's just taking the same ad budget that you were giving to Google and Facebook and all of these big players, and it's actually just putting it in the hand of your consumers saying, hey, if you do something nice for us, let's build a relationship, like rather than put the money there, I'll put the money in your wallet. And whether it's a credit or a reward or a discount or a special service that they get, it doesn't really matter. But it creates a really nice relationship with your customer base because
I like that.
So that's kind of the thing for us, which is it's becoming harder and harder to buy trust, like to become a trusted brand online. That's just becoming harder.
Totally
and
agree.
we really believe that by, companies launching referral programs where their customers can actively promote and talk about them and tell their friends about them, that essentially is solving that trust problem. And really importantly, also holding us accountable to as a business. So as I said, Referral Factory, we have our own referral program and we'll pay $200 per referral. So if I say to you, Matt, hey, Matt, can you please refer me to your friend? You will, because you want the $200, but you will only do it if my business is actually good, because $200 is not going to be worth ruining your friendship for. So it's forcing us as businesses to actually go back to the basics and say, hey, Like, we can't just buy our way out of this. We actually have to provide good service. We actually have to provide value. We actually have to be a good product. And if we do all of those things, we'll build a really sustainable business, and customers will want to spread the word about us. So I feel really excited about, what we're doing, and we have some competitors in the space doing the same thing, because I really feel like for the first time in a long time, we're encouraging good behavior from businesses. Behave well and you'll get more customers.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, I think, on the one side, there's the trust, and I mean, on the other side of it, if you have a large base of customers or fans or a large audience and you aren't asking them for referrals, in my view, you are just leaving money on the table. So
totally agree.
You should be doing that. We really think 10 years from now, every business in the world will have a referral program. It just will make no logical sense not to. If you set it up correctly, you're only ever going to pay a reward out on a conversion. So it's technically free. Why would you not have it?
Let me ask you this though. Yeah. So if somebody set it up and they say, okay, we know we need it, what are the best practices for companies to get their referral program started and kicked off? What should they be thinking about and doing?
Okay, so number one, please. I tell every demo, everyone of our customer team has a list of things they tell their customers. They tell customers on demos. But number one, please keep it simple. We know that it's fun to engineer strategies that involve layers and points, but it's very difficult actually for customers to follow that. So what we found is the simpler your customer referral program, the more people retain how it works and the information about it, and the more usage you get. So this is also, I would say, like very much also a personal view of ours, and largely based on data more than anything. But we really believe a lot in simplifying your referral program. So one referral is one reward. Possibly, maybe if you hit 10 referrals, you might get a bonus or something. But generally keeping it as simple as possible. What we find is sometimes we see cases where, customers like, if you refer 3 people, you get this. And then if you refer another 2 people, you get a hat and this. And then if you do this, then you do that. It's like, people just are like, I don't even know what's going on. So generally, the simpler you make it, one referral, one reward. Try keep it simple. Take what you're spending as your cost per acquisition on Facebook or Google when you're starting out, and just make that the reward value in a voucher, or ideally in some sort of a credit or coupon that they can use back with your business, because that's the best type of reward, because they're getting value, they're getting a monetary value. You're making sure they come back and spend again. So for you, that's the best type of reward. But I would really just say, keep it as simple as possible, because the more complex you make it, the harder it is for users to follow and the easier it is for them to forget. Another really, really good tip I would have to say is like double-sided referral programs, hands down, perform the best.
So powerful.
So we are used to referral programs. If you refer a friend, you'll get $200. Like, we're used to those sort of referral programs. That's how we think of them as marketers. But actually what works the best is, I'm also only telling you about the one side of our referral program at Referral Factory, but there's also an incentive for the person invited. And the incentive for the person invited is that they get an extended free trial, plus they get bumped up to like enterprise level support, so that somebody actually helps them set up their program. So there's also an incentive. And the incentive, what we have learned is the incentive is often a bigger driver of referrals than the reward. So if I can refer someone, for example, to subscribe to your podcast, I'm way more. So imagine you said we had a referral program. If I refer someone to subscribe to your podcast, I'd get $5. So say that's the reward you're giving out. But, imagine like I could say the person that I referred that subscribed, would also get a 15-minute one-on-one session with you sometime during the course of the year. I'm now going to send my link to everyone I know, because there's a benefit for them. Like, I don't just, and it is, again, it's going back to like, actually humans intrinsically are good, and they actually feel more comfortable being rewarded when the friend that they are recommending the service or product to is also getting something. So I would say, try and think about that. But if you have the ability to do it, sometimes people don't. Double-sided referral programs always work the best. And why they work the best is that actually people referring your product are way more motivated to tell their friends about your brand if they feel like they can give them something.
Yeah, it's like, so I love it because it's like people like giving their friends a what we call a hookup. Like, oh, I'm going to hook you up. Like, you're going to get taken care of because of me. Like, that feels like you have some power there. Like, I can get you an in, if you can do this. So that feels cool. And so people like that.
Yeah. And it's generally a motivator. I mean, there's been we had one example of a wine company, and they were saying, if you refer a friend and they buy wine from us, with your next order, you'll get a free bottle of wine. And we ended up speaking to some of the participants, and they kind of said, I just feel a bit bad, like trying to sell your wine for a free bottle. And then we changed it up to say, if you refer your friend, they'll get a free bottle of wine. So we took the reward totally away, and we just made it an incentive. And we said, if you refer a friend and then what would happen is when the wine was delivered, it had a note on it. And, this took some work, but the truth is, do you want to grow? Put in the work. Like, it had a note on it saying, from your friend Kirsty, if I had referred them, and like campaign took off because, that made my heart warm because I thought, this is great. We're not all the world isn't going to end. There's some really good people in the world.
That's good.
And we'd really found by taking the reward and making it an incentive, it absolutely changed the game. And then let me just add one more tip, because I think if the listeners in this kind of session are thinking about launching a referral program, something I just want to make sure that we kind of drive home and they understand is designing your referral program, creating the strategy for it, building your referral program, launching your referral program, all very important part of the journey. Do not forget promotion of your referral program. So now that you've launched it, how are you telling your customers about it? How are you reminding them to refer? When they log into your environment, are they being reminded that there's a referral link? Are you putting, like Referral Factory on every program that gets published on our site? Comes with a widget, so you can install it on your website. But, these are all things, even if you built your own software, you can do these things yourself. But really, one of the areas I do see brand fails, they put a lot of work into creating the program and the beautiful thing, and then they don't tell anyone about it. So, it's the age-old story. Remember when we all started making content and video content, and then we would create these amazing videos and spend thousands, and then they would get 10 views. So it's the same concept. Like, distribution is just as important as building your referral program, and make sure that you spend equal time on it. There's a free article on our blog. If you go to the Referral Factory blog, I think you can find it on our website. There's a link to the blog. 30 ways to get users referring fast. You don't have to pay anything for it. Right there, there's 30 tactics for you that once you launch your referral program, do those 30 things. Some might be relevant to you, some not. It's free content. You don't have to pay for it. But by all means, there's resources available online that can help you if you don't have the ideas on how to market it, how to remind your customers. But please make sure you put as much time into that as you do building it.
That is such important advice, because I'm sure that people are putting so much time into building, but they don't promote it. It's just a disaster. I love your idea of in-app promotion as well. So they log in, they see it, there it is. Okay, let me just do it. I think that's fantastic. I'm so sad that we've come to the end of our time, Kirsty, because this is gold. You've shared so much great information. I hope everybody out there has soaked this up. Kirsty is definitely a wealth of knowledge. So I want to make sure that they can learn more about you and Referral Factory. What are the best ways for them to do that, Kirsty?
Yeah, I would say, I tweet, as we're learning. So as I learn stuff about referral marketing, because I'm still learning every day, I tend to kind of push those messages out on mostly Twitter. So I'm Kirsty Carrot on Twitter. Don't ask, it's an old nickname. I'm Kirsty Carrot on Twitter. And you can find me on LinkedIn by my real name, Kirsty Sharman. But those are really the two channels that I use. And you can really find me on any one of those. And as I kind of learn things, I push that message out there. We really publish a lot of free content at Referral Factory. As we learn, we share that knowledge with the industry. So generally, I would say if you subscribe to the Referral Factory blog, there's pretty good content on there. You can find it on our website. Just Google Referral Factory. You'll find our site. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn. And hopefully I can throw some more nuggets out that will help you get more referrals and grow your business.
That's so perfect. Everybody, make sure you go follow her right now. She's got some great stuff and definitely helping you grow. So, Kirsty, thanks so much for coming on the show. This has been fantastic.
Pleasure. Thanks so much for having me, Matt. I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Me too. And everybody else out there, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It's been really awesome having you here. Make sure you are subscribed to the show. Hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss any other amazing creators and leaders like Kirsty. So hit that. We're good to go. But thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Take care.